Yes, finally, Newcastle have won a game of football for the first time in over 6 months. And the fact I'm wearing this jumper and it's our first win of the season is absolutely mad. But we've had 2 home games in a week, we've taken 4 points, we've also only lost 1 of the last 5, and we finally kept a clean sheet too. Things, in my opinion, are getting better, and in this video we're going to look at 5 things we've learned from the last 2 home games this week, including the 1-0 win over Burnley. So first of all, there is a player in Joelinton. I'm pretty pleased to say that I spotted Joelinton was playing well this season, even before Bruce was shuffled out of the door by the new owners. Joelinton was doing some good stuff in small doses as a substitute, and I said frequently on this very channel that Joelinton could do a job for us until the end of this season. And under the guidance of Eddie Howe, not only has that never looked more spot on, I think I might have even undersold him a bit. Joelinton has played really, really well in all of the matches under Howe so far, and has been the man of the match or close to it in all of those matches too. Forget his £40 million price tag, that really is irrelevant to anything at this point. The fact is that Joelinton finally looks strong, composed and involved, and crucially really, really up for this fight. He's leading by example, which is an amazing fact based on the fact that when he was playing the lone number 9 role under Bruce, he looked lost on the pitch. I'm very, very happy for the guy, and I really hope he continues to show just what he can do and continue to improve. His game isn't perfect, but he's definitely making himself useful right now, and I love to see it. Number 2, Eddie Howe is the right man for Newcastle United. Who knows what the future will bring for Newcastle United and who may be the manager in the future. But for right now, in this situation, I can't help but feel Eddie Howe is the perfect fit for us. The club is clearly in a bad position, but Howe isn't going to shy away from that. And he hasn't shied away from that. He's embraced it. And in less than a month in the job, Howe has really impressed me as a fan with so many things. The players are training better, there's a clear plan, there's organisation, the football is better, and the squad unity is quite clearly improved massively too. He talks our players up when asked about new signings coming in January, and he doesn't moan about them not being good enough. He just gets what it is to be a motivator and a good man manager. He's also fair. He's given chances to players we thought were finished at Newcastle United, and they're actually performing too. It's amazing what's happening. I get the sense that even if we do go down, Eddie Howe will build a team in the Championship capable of bouncing back immediately. And let's be honest, the fans absolutely love him. Which leads me to number 3. The fans are united. The supporters of this football club throughout the reign of Ashley were divided, torn and couldn't agree on how best to deal with the cancer that was Mike Ashley. But with him gone, we're all suddenly pulling in the same direction. The atmosphere inside St James's this week has been sensational. I truly believe that no other team could do what we've done this week. The outpouring of joy and emotion at the final whistle against Burnley was as if we'd won a cup. Some may mock us for a so-called over-celebration, but the fact is, this was the first win of the season. It was the first win of the Eddie Howe era. It was the first game we'd won in over 6 months, and it was the very first game we've won since Mike Ashley left. It was a big, big moment for so many reasons, and we now have something to truly build on as a club. And with everyone pulling in the same direction, you feel that this old club could just be about to awaken from the deepest of sleeps. Number 4, 4 at the back works. Against both Norwich and Burnley, we played with 4 at the back. Jamal Lewis and Mankia have been very good as left back and right back. In fact, it's an absolute head scratcher that Lewis was left out by Steve Bruce in favour of Matt Ritchie. We've witnessed the best left-back player we've had all season in Lewis's performances against Norwich and Burnley. Tougher tests are to come, of course, I'll admit that, but we should be confident that his energy and defensive abilities will hold us in good stead as we tackle some tricky fixtures before the new year. We've also seen all 4 centre-backs this week in Clark, Lascelles, Scher and Fernandez, and I'd say 3 of them have actually played really well. There's been a lot of chat about Lascelles, but he did play well against Burnley, and I think there's certain games where he can do well for us. I think Howe rates him too, so I would expect to keep seeing him, even if, in my opinion, Fernandez is a better player. Scher has looked decent this week too, and the effort he put in alongside the rest of the 10 men against Norwich was absolutely superb, and they should all be praised for that. And point number 5, the central midfield still needs sorting. There's one area of the team that I still get concerned with, and it's arguably the most important one, central midfield. This is often where games are won and lost. If your central midfield is good, it protects your defence, breaks up play, and also has the ability to be creative in attack. Right now, I feel that defensively, it's not quite where we need it to be. And as we play teams with stronger central midfields than Burnley and Norwich, for example, then we may continue to struggle. There's been talk of Joe Linton possibly converting into a box-to-box, strong central midfield type of player, capable of breaking things up, but I just don't see how trying that. Shelvey's played very well under Howe so far, and let's hope that continues, but it's Willock that's the one looking like the one capable of being dropped. Perhaps Hayden could come in the short term until January to make us more solid, but I'd expect this area to be the one addressed first when the January transfer window opens. It's a clear need. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple of central midfielders come in with the ability to break play up so we can control games better. As someone said the other day, we've never replaced Mo Diarmi, and it's been a concern for quite a while this. Overall though, I'm just delighted we have our first win. We're within striking distance of survival and have given ourselves something to build on. Roll on Leicester City away next week.